It's an old building, more than a wooden shed. In 1812 we gathered there, that's what the historian said. Will they succeed in rebuilding our markets to serve us like before? Or drop the ball and waste our time and make us wait some more?
I don't think Frank's as committed to this as I am. Guess I gotta do it on my own. Let's see what is here.
The condition of the market presently makes me cry. The market as it is now is like a dead person. There's nothing there.
After the road fight, Fells Point became a historic district. Shouldn't the markets have a lot more growth after that? What happened?
In September of '69, there was a fire destroyed. It damaged the market hall at the North Shed, or the North Market, and it destroyed the one-story shed that was behind it. This is a public market system. It's city money. There was the decision made to take the second-story building, the shed, down. It didn't have its function. It didn't need to be there anymore, the thinking was. And then the shed itself was so badly damaged that the decision was to make a parking lot out of it. And the same thing happened at the South Shed. Once renovation happens, if there's old, dilapidated, 100-year-old buildings, the decisions at Broadway and all the other markets is generally to make them smaller.
Chap. Oh, so they're the ones in charge of all the historic districts.
In '65, the mayor was Theodore McKeldin at the time, and he drove by the Broadway Market, and they saw the city crews tearing off the second story of that market, and he was so upset that he ran over and added to our city ordinance. Article 6 of the Baltimore City Code is the law that governs CHAP. That CHAP has design review and an advisory role on all changes to city-owned buildings.
When Mayor Schaefer decided to renovate the market, he took the front of the market where we were, which was wide open. We were like Coney Island and Times Square, and people sitting on stools 3 feet away from the traffic. And when I saw what the plan was, he was going to close the front. And I knew that once he closed the front, our business is dead. I sold the business.
I don't understand. It sounds like the city was trying to help. What happened?
We started to see some of the shops closing up in the 600 block of Broadway. We found out that what was happening is that these properties were being purchased by outside developers. I think they were in Florida. They were buying up the properties, and their intention was to be able to buy up the entire block and level it and turn it into townhomes. There was an urban renewal plan in Fells Point that would preclude them from doing that, but they didn't know that, and that was their intention. But they weren't going to lease those properties back to any commercial businesses, so they just held on to them, and the block started to go into a serious decline. We were looking at some of the problems that we've had in the business district, especially the decline of Fleet Street, the decline of Eastern Avenue, the decline of the businesses in the upper parts of Broadway and say the 400 and 300 blocks of Broadway. And one of the things that we saw was that here we had all of this foot traffic that was coming in off of the water taxi at the foot of Broadway and wasn't making it up to these other areas of the business district. And when we analyzed it, we found that it really was this 600 block of Broadway which stopped people and acted as an arterial plaque on the flow of the lifeblood of Fells Point, which is the foot traffic that comes down here.
There was initial discussion that the market was failing because of the vacant buildings and the rundown structures on either side of Broadway, whereas we always looked at it in the reverse, that the market was so inward oriented without proper pedestrian flow on the outside, no sidewalks, is all inward oriented, all blocked up, and didn't really breathe and allow interaction at streetscape, at street level. So we've looked at that building as the sole reason why this block has struggled over the years.
It seems like the markets are just in a spiral of setbacks. Now, after the road fights and the fire, they've taken a hit. With Baltimore changing so much, they've already having so many problems. Is this the market's final stumbling block?